Should be live now. Good morning. Sorry I'm late. I slept in. That is my excuse. It's a valid excuse though. Since usually this time of year I don't sleep too well. Lots of stuff going on. Good morning. Hopefully not too many of you left. How's everyone doing this morning? To answer your question, Adam, my back is still in a state of disrepair. That's just what happens when you work in my industry and then you hurt your back once. You kind of can't recover until the tire season ends. It is what it is. Hopefully you guys get audio. So yeah, I slept in last night, this morning. I kind of purposely didn't put an alarm because if I manage to sleep, the sleep is good. Working on guide docs. Oh, nice. For what subject? Good morning, JB. See my new toy? There's a video half filmed for this. It's going to be junk because I kept forgetting to plug in my my mic. M5 Stack Python Linux programming. Good. Cool stuff. I hope MT comes back. I'm a little bit late. But as I always say, better late than pregnant. That's for sure. So hey, you guys want to see this thing? This is from WL Toys. It's kind of like a budget hobby grade RC car. They have the dumbest names. They have a string of 6 numbers for all of their models. Almost all their models. All of the buggy models, at least. So this is a WL Toys 124017 version 8. It's kind of like the worst idea ever. So underneath, oh, I left this plugged in. Is it off? Okay. Shouldn't have left that plugged in. Underneath is a lithium polymer battery. You got the electronic speed controller over here. Brushless motor over here. Steering servo over here. On-off switch on top of the servo case. It's a 1/12 scale. It's not modeled after the Kyosho, but it is modeled after probably something that has some Kyosho heritage. So I mean, you're immediately going to Kyosho probably because of the tires, but I think all the old Kyoshos were 2-wheel drive. This is 4-wheel drive. So, see the front wheels are turning there. Drive shaft is right down the middle there. Purple thing. So yeah, this thing, it should rip. A friend of mine and I used to go out playing with RC cars all the time. And now he has a family, and I decidedly don't. So we don't spend time together anymore, and all my RC cars are in disrepair. Need a lot of money to fix them. Oh, you have a GP12. Let me check. Let me see what that is. Oh, I don't have a keyboard here. Hang on. I'm going to go to my PC. So, yeah, I decided to pick this guy up. It was not very expensive. And I figure I've got a lot of RC stuff that I can use. show GP12. I'm getting a motorcycle from GP12. Oh, the Ferrari. Image in new tab. Let's see. Screen. There we go. That one. Really should use Brave for that. There we go. Got a new browser. GP12. Oh. GP Nitro, GP10. See that? This two-wheel drive. This is for sure two-wheel drive. I only see the GP10. Look at this guy, 1/7 scale. That's a big boy. Again, front-wheel drive. That's a big boy. So yeah, we're just dilly-dallying around a little bit so I can wake up and have some coffee. But then we have to do a unboxing and first look of this thing, Kaiweets clamp meter. This was not actually sent to me by Kaiweets. My dad requested a clamp multimeter, and so this is what I chose to buy with my own money. So I will give this to him. And also we've got the old school, if I could find it, we got the old school Fluke multimeter. This guy. This guy here to take a look at the Fluke 8000A. Look at this thing. Real crusty, real old school with the push buttons. So we're gonna want to take a look at that one and tear it apart as well. I'm gonna check the insides, but first we want to check its precision, its function, stuff like that. These things actually come with decent radios these days too. So this is the radio. I don't know why there's a big flat spot, but there's also a phone holder. So that's pretty neat. I haven't driven it yet, but I have done the intro video for it. The only reason I didn't drive it is because I have to go quite far to make sure not to dox myself. I might drive all the way to where I tested the snow speeder. I like this thing too because I have the thumb control there. You can steer with your thumb. It's not quite comfortable. I have fairly big hands, but it's hard to reach all the way. I can't steer all the way unless I put my thumb like under like this. Well, I can just barely. I think it'd be nice to be a bit longer. The worst part of this thing, though, is it takes triple A's down in the clacker here. Would much rather a lithium battery. Oh well. This should be a lot of fun. Really wish it was a bit bigger. I do prefer 10th scale to 12th scale. In fact, I would rather 8th scale, but the price was right. This with the 2 batteries, it was less than 200 bucks. Good morning, MT. Yeah, I did my last stream in August 22nd, I think, was my last stream. I got busy, I got burnt out. Lots of things, you know? And then I hurt my back like a month ago. It's still hurting. I'm not going to unhurt my back. I mean, it's going to take, we're going to be well into winter by the time my back is better. Oh yeah, you were fishing. So was I. Last time I went fishing, I caught absolutely nothing because it was cold. Well, it was warm, but it was cold up until it was warm. So yeah, you guys, you got to yell at me so I don't forget to plug in my microphone. Because the problem is I leave the cable, I don't know if you can see there, I leave this cable plugged into the camera, which means if I don't plug in my mic, I get no audio. When I'm chatting with you guys, not too bad because I can just rip it from the stream. But yeah. All right. We should be almost ready here. Slipped a disc in your back in '98 before you started working. Oh, that's bad. I don't think I have a slipped disc. The reason I didn't go get medical attention for my back is because my wife has an actual back condition that she was born with, it turns out. And it took like 9 visits to various doctors and hospitals and whatever for them to actually say, oh yeah, it's not just a pulled muscle, you actually have, you know, something in your back. And I know how this works. You know, the first couple of times you go for something, they're like, oh yeah, you pulled a muscle. I was like, I don't want to spend, you know, 6 or 8 hours of my day in a clinic waiting room just to be, you know, told to rest my back up. It's not productive. It's not. I know that I have a I pulled my back. I hurt my back, but it's not something that medical intervention is gonna, like, what are they gonna do? Give me painkillers? I can't drive on heavy painkillers, so I can't do my work anyways. And the solution to my back is to stay home and not work. So I just don't want to do that. I don't want to stay home. It's tire season. It's the time where I'm the most useful, you know, so that's where I am. All right, let's get this guy. It does suck being, you know, a laborer, because then if I'm physically hurt, even while on the job, what can I do about it? Like, that just means I can't work. I'm hoping to change that at some point, you know, be more of a professor than a worker, but until there's openings at colleges, what am I going to do? I'm not good at anything else, you know? Like, not like professionally, at least. Headphones, output. Plug this in the output. Clip this over there. All right. Are y'all ready for this? I forgot I can just focus by clicking the screen. Today on my workbench, I've got this. This is the Kaiweets digital clamp meter. I actually forgot the model number for this. I'll just put it down on the bottom of the screen there. I actually bought this with my own money. I could have reached out to Kaiweets and asked for it, probably, but this is actually a request from my dad. My father wants a clamp meter, and after weighing all the options on Amazon that I could get in a reasonable amount of time, this is what I went with. I trust Kaiweets. There we go, the HT206D. I trust Kaiweets. I use my Kaiweets tools all the time, and so I figured if I need to give them something that'll be safe and accurate, Kaiweets is a great value. So let's see what we get in the box. So here's the tool itself. Okay, not a fan of like the molding. This looks soft, but it is hard. Has a good clamp on a good spring on the clamp here. That's good. And leads plug in at the bottom. Oh, not colored. That's an interesting choice. And let's see if it switches on. It does not. So we're going to need a battery in there. Oh, we're going to need 2 batteries in there. AAA alkalines provided. Let's take a look at what you get. Oh, temperature probe. That is great. There we go. I believe that would be a K-type. We'll have to see when we plug her in. But I guess that's, why the bananas aren't marked for this, but you still get some probes. Gonna be interesting. So there are the probes. They have the Cat 3 shields on them. Oh, they slip off very easily. I'm not sure if I like that they slip off that easily. They are not Cat graded. Oh yeah, they are over here. So it says Cat 2. Now, when it comes to ratings on Chinese companies, you get what you pay for. So I don't know if I would use this on high voltage, like beyond like regular wall voltage, like industrial voltage. I mean, I can ask Kaiweets if they have the certification paperwork, but I feel like the answer is going to be, trust me, bro. These tools are great for home use. I will say that. I will say that pretty directly without doing any verification. Let's put the batteries in. Okay, the screw for the battery door is in a threaded insert, which is nice, but it is not captured, so you might lose it. And there's also no latching mechanism, so keep that in mind. You gotta watch where your screw goes. Looks like standard like M3 or M2.5 thread, so that should be okay. Well, I say standard. Here in North America, it's not really standard, so you'll have a hard time finding a replacement if you do lose it. Just don't lose it. So there's 1, there's 2. Pop this bad boy back in, like so. See what it gives. Okay, well, screen is big digits. It's good. My old man is old. Don't like the beep, but I think you may be able to change that if you press a button when you turn it on. There's DC volts, frequency, diode, cap, continuity, and resistance. There is your temperature. Let's see if she works. Quite stiff to push in. 66 Fahrenheit. Did it default to Fahrenheit? Oh, it did. That's weird. Oh, I don't know if I like that. 18C down here in my workshop. Let's see if we can... Why is it cooling down? Is this backwards? Oh yeah, here's the markings. So they didn't put any color on the bananas here, but there's markings for them. That is weird. 23C, that makes a little bit more sense. 24, and then I squeeze it. 26, 28. Yeah, okay, 29. Cool. So it does work. Now there is one more feature over here, which my father said he wanted one of those little sticks to check voltage. But there's the NCV here. Oh, it seems like you have to have it on. I don't know if you have to have it on. Ah, there we go. Press and hold. And then if I go close to something plugged into the wall. Okay. So that kind of works. Well, it definitely works, but I just mean it doesn't like. Yeah, okay, it works. It's not super sensitive that you can go and poke like what side of a electrical wire is the live and which one's the neutral, but it definitely works. Okay, so that's good. Let's get our test suite set up and warming up so that we can check the accuracy of this thing real quick. That was a 7-minute piece to camera. How's it going, Mr. Ireland? How's it going, Mr. Stevens? You're the same way. Out of work and you're only good at software. There's no software work? Plus you need work from home due to sleep. Yeah. Ooh. I mean, my wife's got software work. Sorry about the slurping. Morning coffee. All right, let's get my Kaiweets precision tester thing plugged in. Warming up. Where did that thing go? Well, here's where we play. Find where Dan left his shit everywhere. Oh, here it is. That wasn't too bad. Here we go. Positive on this side. Should really get the battery that goes with this. And get some leads. I think it's 12 volts. You can plug this in. Let me see if I can find my leads. IT is all layoffs, and New Brunswick is not the best to start with. Well, yeah, but can't you work for American companies if you need work from home anyways? Can't you just work for like anywhere? And you know, forgive me if I'm wrong, because I just this is what I think. Oh, I did have test leads up there. This guy. Let's see. Black on black. Red on red. I can still see my colors after sleeping in this morning. And then positivo. Negativo. Pulling like no current. These things really don't pull that much current. Okay. Let that warm up. There we go. Let that warm up for a couple minutes. But I feel like it's going to be just fine. Here we can do a off recorded plug-in. True, but there's a million others looking for work. Yeah, I get you. I'm just saying, I think, yeah, it does suck. I do agree it does suck, but I mean, what are you going to do? You can't just do nothing, right? I don't like this, that the black and red, they're not labeled. I guess it doesn't really matter for voltage to get a negative, and for resistance it doesn't matter. But still, it's the principle. It's like spend the extra quarter of a cent. All right, so voltage, it defaults to DC, which is interesting. This is 10 volts. Oh, look at that. 10 volts. I do hate this system. I want to replace this with switches. Like a 1 4-pole switch. Single throw or 4-position switch. 7.49. Kaiwheat stuff. Always right on the button. .0002. Okay. A little bit off there. And final one. 2.499. So quite accurate. We're going to have to invent some sort of current loop, though, to test the current. It defaults to DC. That is so weird. I really would think this thing should default to AC. I feel when it has a big loop like this, I feel like this is an AC clamp meter, not a DC clamp meter. But my little one, my little Unity one, I feel like that's a DC clamp meter and it defaults to AC. That's so weird. Did it also, yeah, it defaulted Fahrenheit. Must be a US market. It's not. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, defaults to Fahrenheit. Which I get it. It's like it's meant to be sold in America, but you sold it in Canada. Do I need it on to have the flashlight? There's the flashlight. It's probably the backlight. Yeah, off. There's no flashlight. I don't know if my old man's going to remember to flip it into AC. Does this change anything? No. 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 Oh. Backlight. So a quick press is backlight and a long press is flashlight. I don't mind the flashlight, but it's almost in line with the clamps here. So you're kind of like lighting the clamps. You have to go like this. Oh, now I've got light. Yeah, it's definitely... I see the shadow. Oh, I got some electrical wire back there. The shadow is obscured by... I don't know if you can see that. You can see the straight line across. The shadow is obscured by the pinchers. It should have lifted it up a little bit. Oh well. It is what it is. It's going to my old man. He'll be fine with it. We buy him flashlights for Christmas every year. I mean, pretty much. Okay, I think we're warm enough. Let's see, got it there. Let's focus on that. Got the Kaiweets multimeter gauntlet all set up, and this thing better be accurate because Kaiweets paid for this multimeter gauntlet years ago for me to test to see if their multimeter was precise enough. All right, let's put this to volts. Defaults to DC, which is an interesting choice. I mean, I like that, but I consider these things to be AC clamp meters when they have a big clamp like this. So it's interesting that defaults to DC, but anyways, here we go. 2.499 for the 2-volt scale. .002 for the 5-volt setting. .49 for the 7.5-volt setting. And 9.99, and it fluctuates between that and 10.00, so pretty much bang on the 10-volt setting. So this thing is very accurate. We've come to expect this accuracy from Kaiweets equipment, even if it's not very expensive. So yeah, I wasn't super surprised. Let's check the resistance now. So there we go. So this is going to be, I'm going to start over here at the 10 ohm, 0.1% accurate. That's 10.1. The 100 ohm, 0.01% accurate. 100.3. 1K, 0.01. 1.001. It's right within spec. 10K. That's 10.00K ohms, and 100K. 99.9K ohms. So perfectly accurate. I mean, what's an ohm between friends when you're up to 100K anyways? So it works just fine. Let's check the capacitance. Now, how do we get into the capacitance test? That's a good question. Probably just with the alternate functions here. Then you have the continuity. Ooh. That's not a very fast continuity test. So not the greatest, but it will get you out of a pinch. Where are we? Do we have capacitance here? Yes, nanofarad. So this one is 82 nanofarad 1%. There's 82.01, that's good, and 100 nanofarad 1%. That's 100, bang on. So can't ask for too much more for that. Now the interesting thing I have found while just messing with this, waiting for this thing to warm up, is that again on current it defaults to DC, which is an interesting choice. I usually think of these things as AC clamp meters, especially since they have the non-contact voltage detection over here, which you just press and hold for. There we go. Oh, it's catching some stuff through my DC power supply here. That's interesting. But yeah, I usually consider this an AC clamp meter, but you do have to hit the second function to get into AC, which is interesting. I mean, it's easier for me because I'm going to be doing my tests in DC, because that's what I'm set up for here, but yeah, find that weird. There we go. I hope my mic was picking that stuff up. It seems tuned a little low, but yeah, it is picking up. Okay, that's good. Alrighty. So let's set up some sort of current loop. Turn this off. Having a good stretch here. Okay, current loop. What do I have? I have my bulbs, literally built for this job. What are these? That is 24 volt load, which should be good enough. Oh, but I do have, I can just use I can literally just pull current with a electronic load. Maybe I'll do that, so that we can compare the current from the load. I think that's probably best. I have no way to pull 600 amps, nor would I want to, but that is the maximum. Okay, let's see. This guy here, plug into here. Sorry, you'll see my arms. I'm going to be straddling you guys here. Come on. There's one. Yeah, it's gonna beep at me until. Hang on. There we go. Do you see that in camera? Not well. Move this guy up and away. There we go. And then should be able to slide these in under here. Oh, not really. I used smaller lugs, it seems. on these guys. There we go. Okay, now I gotta fix, like, how am I going to, I'm gonna have to dim my lights. Let's see. Oh, this one's already dimmed. What? I've been working with dimmed lights this whole time. I was wondering too why the output wasn't as good. Huh. Is that better? Sort of. Is it readable? I guess that's the question. It is readable. So that's good. Let's see if I put this guy, VSET, let's say 12 volts, enter, I set, let's go 15 amps. And then I set this, IS. Nope. To 15 amps, will that work? On. Oh, well, the load is off. It's pulling only a fraction of that. It's pulling 7 amps. That's weird. It shouldn't be pulling only 7 amps. What's the watts? 85 watts. Like IS, yeah, that's amps. So this says 7 amps, but this says 6. I think I've run through this problem before. I think you can't have two competing things happening. What am I going to do here? The big Unity power supply, it can pull up to 10 amps. Let me have a think about this. I really should have a battery set up here to pull a nice constant voltage, like just pull as much as I want type source. Because these things don't play well together when it's two like electronic supplies. What if I pull it from a drill battery? Should be able to pull 10 amps from just a drill battery. I don't know which side the positive is though. Let's see. I think the positive's over on this end. So that's off. I just jam this in there. Don't know if I'll get a good connection. Hang on a sec. I'm going to do something I'm going to do something stupid. But it might end up in fireworks, so that's good for you guys, right? Entertainment. So this is an adapter that you just kind of jam into like that. And then please don't do this at home. This is quite dangerous because this is an unprotected lithium battery. Like this. We'll just hold it here. See what happens. So if we just hold that one there, we got 20 volts. Can I pull 10 amps? Oh, more than 185 watts. Okay. Pulling 5 amps. So I can do 5 amps. I don't know if I can do... No, I can't do 10 amps because it's too much voltage. So what do I do now? Let's just unhook this death adapter here. It's just like 2 blades, and they go in. I think I really need a battery. But my back is not good enough to go get my giant battery. So that's a no-go. Like I can run the... Well, that was an avalanche underneath the bench. Because I can run the UDP3305S. That's not an issue. But I have to dump the load into like my light bulb thing. This guy here. Which is fine. But I don't have a way to hook it up. You know what? Screw it. I'll put this in my read-in power supply and we'll see what it gives. I kind of wanted to do it with the screen here so we'd have confirmation, but the read-in power supply is fairly accurate too. So whatever. We'll just move this over here. Ow. Stabbed myself on the frickin'... Ow. These probes are sharp, turns out. Alright, so let's see what this gives. So that's off at the moment. The only part I don't like about this load is it swamps the camera. So, a little bit of a pain in the butt. Let's see, here at 12 volts, it's 5 amps. At 24 volts, it's 6 amps. So, better off at 12 volts. No, it's 4 amps because now it warmed up. Yeah, so I might as well run it at 12 volts, get 50 watts, and then call it a day. Let's see actually if it can even do it first. I don't know if it can read like only 4 amps on DC. I think the leads are quite short as well. It's interesting. Let's go here. Oh, how do you zero? I don't know how to zero this. Oh, press and hold. No? Yeah, okay, press and hold. Let's see if it grabs it. Oh yeah, look at that. It does work. How am I going to show this on camera though? This way, I guess. And positive is this side. Negative is this side. So I think this should give me a negative. No, that's a positive. What about the other way? That's a negative. Okay. So yeah, this faces the positive. Cool. All right, let's see if I can get this all on camera though. So for the current test, I've got my light bulb load here, 12 volts on the power supply, and we are getting 4.1 amps out of the wires here. Okay, hang on. I will fix you guys. I think it doesn't like the grid here. Let me fix it. Oh, I crashed into my computer. I had a computer crash. Properties. Figure video. Focus. Is that sharper or is that sharper? Whatever. All right. Sorry about that. It does that sometimes. Depends on the light levels. All right, let's try this again. To test the current here, I've got a DC load, 4.1 amps from my, let me try that again. For testing the current, I've got a DC load here, which is my custom light bulb load. I've got it at 12 volts pulling 4.1 amps. It's been pretty stable for a little bit now. So let's see if the Kaiweets can do that. Typically, these big opening clamp meters have issues with lower currents. So I'm going to put it to 60 amp max. It is default on DC, and then to 0 I will press and hold. It is zeroed now. And then the positive faces this way, so I'll go on the black wire here. I should get a negative reading. Okay, negative, oh, you guys can't see that. Negative 4.27, 4.28, 4.3, depends on where it is kind of in the loop there. Pretty much when you go right on the middle here, it's very close to being accurate, or being 100% accurate. Now, I find that these clamp meters are not 100% accurate. There's all sorts of electromagnetic noise in the room that could affect it, so take that with a grain of salt. Here's on the positive side. Okay, see about 4, try to get that in the middle, just about 4 amps there, so 3.91. So I think it'll do the job, but if you want something very accurate, you're going to want to break the circuit and use a proper, pass-through current measurement. There we go. Don't forget to smash that like button. Yeah, you guys can do that. Just you guys just being here is nice though. You don't have to smash the like button. This channel is never getting monetized. I'm pretty sure. All right, so that's off now. I would like to try an AC load. That's a little bit harder to do. Let me think here. AC load. What can I use for an AC load? So I don't have like a wire that splits out all the phases, or all the wires. They're all like molded together. This is warm. My wife would love this. $50-watt heater right here. Oh yeah, I guess I'm stressing my power supply a little bit. Turn that off so the cooling fan goes off. I don't know. What would I do for an AC load? Because this is DC. Motor with a drill. I don't have an AC drill though. And even if I did, on your RS485 was reading 0. What's an RS485? Yeah, I don't have an AC drill, but like I think the issue is I need to build myself an adapter wire that allows me to get each wire, because if you just put your clamp meter like over your AC wire like this, you'll get 0. I think we could just stop there, right? Is anybody going to be upset if I don't do an AC current test? Like, I know the comment section will be, but anybody real? Fuck it. We're not going to mess with it. We're just going to send it. I'm actually really happy I made these load things. I feel like I'm going to want to mount them somewhere and then just have the wires like accessible, because they're quite they get quite hot, so I want to mount them out of the way and out of the shot of the camera too. All right, let's put that. Oh, don't flip downwards like that. There we go. I can crank my lights back up. You gotta crank it up, don't you know? Crank it up. There we go, like that. Like that. Like that. Look at that beauty. So bright. This is way better. All right, let's gather my closing thoughts. Info. F4. What? 1400? 60th. F6.3, live view. Okay, F8. Okay. So let's check the miscellaneous little things before we do a conclusion. So the wires, I believe, are a bit shorter than your typical leads. They're about 60, let's say 60 plus 27, about 80 centimeters from one end to the other. They feel a little bit shorter. They're also quite stiff. They're not the very nice silicone wires. But I mean, I think when you get one of these clamp meters, the most things you're going to use it for is current measurement. But if it's your only multimeter, keep that in mind. The probes are quite sharp. I did stab myself accidentally. I'm not used to cheap meters having such sharp probes. So that is quite nice. Obviously, if you want some extra cat protection, you need to keep the covers on, but I always take them off because I hate the covers. Also, the molding is not phenomenal. I mean, this is not an expensive tool, so don't expect expensive leads. It's not even written on here what the gauge of the wire is, but considering that they're not supposed to pull current, right, all of these functions that you need the leads for are very high resistance. I guess it makes sense not to have really thick leads. They also do not have the protection caps on the inside. The ergonomics are really not bad. I like the strong, the fact that the clamp is very strong. I do wish the flashlight was a little bit better placed. You guys probably won't be able to see this because of my studio lights, but when it shines, maybe you can see that. You see it shines on the inside of the clamp there. So it's actually, you're getting only half the beam. There, I think you can see that. You're getting half the beam because it's occluded by the clamp. If I open it, you see even the fixed jaw there is occludes it. Those are little details, so press and hold for the flashlight on-off, and then just a quick press, and then you can see the backlight. Although the backlight is quite nice, I have to say that. Also really nice that there's a min-max function, so you can hit that, put the clamp on, you know, go and turn your breaker on, breaker back off, and go check the maximum value, which is quite nice in that aspect. And the temperature probe is actually a very nice thing to have too. So if you just have this one tool in your bag, you know, you got your non-contact voltage, you got your current, you got your quick voltage measurements with the little bit crappy leads, and you got temperature. This thing is a pretty good package for what you get. So I do recommend you buy this if you're looking for something that you can, you know, put in your tool bag when you do work every once in a while. If you're a professional electrician, obviously look elsewhere than this. But for the home gamer, I think I would recommend it. In fact, I bought it with my own money. Thanks for watching. There we go. It is done, folks. Oh boy, another good stretch. Let's put this back together. I'm going to take a thumbnail photo, and then this can be shipped off to my old man. I think he's coming over tomorrow to get my mom's car serviced. Got to do a brake service. I'm not really looking forward to that, but it is what it is. I'm like bathing in light now. This is nice. Cranked up my studio lights. So that is that. That is that. Nice little carrying pouch. Probably put the thermal probe in this little pouch, and then these guys do the old foldies. The old foldies. pop them in here. There we go. Has a nice little grab on it. Does the book fit in here? Maybe not really. That is an oversight. The book doesn't fit in the little pouchy. Where was the book? Was it just loose in the box? Should trim their book a little bit. There we go. That one's done. Now next would be to do the Fluke multimeter. But I do believe it is time for a new coffee. Let's see. Check my emails too. I haven't done that this morning. My notifications aren't working. That's great. Oh yeah, nice. I got spam, 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 spam. Russian spam, Russian spam, Russian spam. When you own a website, your contact information is on the internet, so you get spam mail a lot more. Need to go and get cleaned up. Out to Ottawa. Oh, nice. What area of Ottawa, if you don't mind me asking? East End, West End, South End? That's if you're not already gone for getting cleaned up. Bayshore, West End. I never go there. Although it's nice, it's accessible by highway, which is nice. Although I say that, I was working at the experimental farm the other day. All right, I don't have my Be Right Back coffee sign as far as I know. What's this? That's a PCBWay invoice. No, oh, what's this? I mean, not quite. I need to put something here. And I just had an avalanche. All my stuff fell. That's not good. Thinking. If I think too hard, I'll give myself an aneurysm. What is this? Oh, this is a failed PCB, so I'll just use that. There we go. You guys can see that. Okay. I'll be right back. Actually, well, you're coming with me, but audio only. I'm not doing a first-person camera for you guys. really think it's going to be time to wash my mug soon. Little coffee bits floating all over my coffee. Alrighty. So, oh, let me grab my multimeter. We have to go get a tripod for this one as well. Yeah, so no way this is going to work. I need a tripod, because even if I angle this way up, this actually fits in frame, but then I can't fit. Well, I don't think it's focusing though, right? Oh, turn something off. Touch AF on. Yeah, it's not in focus. It's too close. You're too close, man. Oh, that's in focus. Or is it? No, it's not. Too close. So, ugh. Yeah, gonna have to get a tripod. No if, ands, or buts. No leads for them either. I need to, I need to make leads. Because they're these bananas that a shielded plug won't be able to go into. I have those DIY leads, but as always, I put them somewhere. You know what? I think I'll be able to find them. So I'll make my coffee. I'll make my coffee, and I think I know where they are. I think I did some experimentation. So let's see. Coffee first, since coffee is lifeblood. And the creamer. Oh no, I have to open a new creamer. This was not in the time budget. Oh well. You guys can hang out a little bit. I really need to hire an assistant. If live streaming becomes a money-making venture, we'll see. Until then, it's a no. All right, that's in there. Let's see if my test leads are where I think they are. Oh, they are indeed. Well, one is. I don't know if the other one is. There's one. Is there another one? There is another one. Well, that was easy. And grabbing my coffee, coming back down to you folks. You fine feathered folks. And here I am. All right. So I actually like these custom leads. They're quite useful. They're not good quality, but they let me adapt to different situations. As you can see, they have these non-shielded bananas, so they should be able to fit in here. Did Vero message me? No. So she is not streaming, or she's not recording yet. Oh, there we go. Twisted the hell out of that clamp. Whoops. I'll be a little bit out of focus here because I have fixed focus now. So there we go. That doesn't look very good, but it is what it is. And there's the needle. Take that needle out, put this guy on. I have a feeling this is not the same wire. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Okay, put this stuff back in, 1 and 2. Like so. All right, I need to appropriate a, oh, let's make sure this plugs in first. COM, and then volts, ohms. Yep, that does plug in. Good. All right, so now I need to go get a tripod. I need to go appropriate a tripod. All right, we're getting there, folks. Let's see if there's one on the main floor. If not, I have to go all the way up, because pretty sure Vero still has the tripod. The tripod's nope, I think they're all upstairs. Okay, we stole it. Had to be quiet because it seemed like she was recording. She was supposed to message me before she records, but she did not, which is fine. All right, I'm back. A little bit winded. My nose is runny a little bit too. Probably because of the seasonal change. All right, let's turn this off. Let's leave the mic plugged in. Unhook the camera. I wish you guys had a sense of scale how absolutely massive this new camera is compared to my old stuff. Oh, almost knocked over the tripod. Let's not do that when the camera is on it. All right. And then place this down here. Try to shove it up a little bit. Okay, and then I need to put the plate on it. I don't know how much you guys are going to see of this process. Oh, Jesus Christ. Who installed this thing? It's probably me. So that is a phone holder. These newer microphones. So first of all, I don't know if you guys can see, it's probably out of focus. It's telling me that the batteries are good. That's really nice, as it communicates the battery condition. And what's nice is that this clip that you use to clip on whatever also just slides into the hot shoe or cold shoe mount, the shoe mount essentially. So you just slip that in there. Actually, I think you have to slip it from this side. So it fits perfectly up there, so you can have a nice microphone mount. Wish it was a little bit brighter, but I think if it was brighter, then it would drain the batteries faster, which makes sense. So I'm going to put the tripod mount on the bottom there. There we go. And then the camera. Like so. And then this guy. Like so. And then I'm going to turn it on. Turn on the live view. And I left the microphone plugged in, which means I won't be surprised by a non-plugged in microphone. I just have to go blow my nose for a moment here, so let me mute you guys, be right back. Okay, I'm back. So it should be good to go. Let me get the tool. Where did it go? Like so. I'll be able to zoom that in a little bit for sure. Probably want to shoot it the other direction. Sort of like that, but then it's away from you guys. Hang on, let's see if I can mix it so that you guys can see, and oh no, that won't work. You guys need it this height. I might shoot it from up. Let me turn off the camera. That's okay like that. Excuse me. So let us have a play with it. No, I kind of, oh, damn it, I want to do it live though. Okay, I fit over here. I can like squeeze to the side. I can just shoot like this. Let's see if that's doable. Because I like to have my live reaction to it, right? I don't want to record it and sort of like make up my reaction. That's not really what I want to do here. So let's see if I go on and live view. Okay, I think that's okay. I think we're good here. So I can stand kind of to the side and you guys can still see, and the audience at home will still be able to see, and they can't see my monitor, which is good. Okay. All right, so let's shoot an intro, and let's see how well this works. So, go. Hey everybody, I've got a special treat today. I have picked up this used Fluke 8000A digital multimeter. I don't know a lot about this multimeter. I just know this is used, and I mean, look at the nice red screen on this thing. I have not even plugged it in, and as you can see, it has been through the ringer. It's got an old school label on it. On that side, on the underside, it's got some calibration tests and stuff. I don't know from what year. And it plugs in via one of these standard IEC cables, and it's really, I don't know, I think this might be 70s? I really don't know. I'm not sure. And so we're going to plug it in for the first time. We're going to play with it. We're going to test its accuracy, and we're going to open it up. This is just me having fun. This is not an unboxing. It's not a first look. This is just me having a play with a nice piece of vintage equipment. I don't remember how much I paid for this. I don't know if it was 15 or 20 bucks. It was not very much. I did mention how much I paid for it in the podcast. It's just been a while since then. Also, it didn't come with any leads, and it's troublesome because it doesn't have room for shielded bananas. You need some exposed banana plugs, sort of like these things here. So these are those kinds of test lead wires that you get that you can unscrew, and you put whatever ends you want on this. So this is not high quality. These are not CAT approved, but I'm not doing anything that would need CAT approval. So let's turn it on for the first time. Oh, do you see a digit blinking there? Dot, 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 dot. Is this normal? You guys probably see it blinking, but I definitely see it blinking. Let me turn down my studio lights. Maybe that'll help. Does that help at all? No, let's see if I can change the, there we go. So usually that's sort of blinking. So now it says 199.9. So usually that sort of blinking is not, you can't see it. You can see it on camera, but you can't see it in person, but I see this in person. Let's go into resistance mode. Or maybe I just need to change the range. I don't know how, oh, something appeared. Oh, I don't know if it was in a warm-up phase. Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I don't have any experience with this. Okay. So let's go into DC volts. Ooh, okay. 0.0204. I don't know how accurate this is, but we will test it. Let's go into DC milliamps. Okay. Got, oh, again, it's flashing. I don't know. I think it needs to prepare itself. I think it needs to warm up. That might be it. See, you guys aren't quite high enough up. I think the bottom of the digits are being cut off a little bit. But I can try to improve that. This is all, we're just doing this in one take here. How about that? Is that better? A little bit better. So yeah, it's doing this. I don't know if it needs to warm up a component or something on the inside. That's really interesting. Let's see how long this lasts, because I'd like to check to see if we get any resistance measurements. So let me plug this in. I'll plug the black lead in. Pardon my reach, you guys are kind of in the optimal zone there. Just curious. Oh, it's reading something. Look at that. I'm touching the two leads together. So that must be OL when it's flashing like that. Ooh, very interesting. Well, we don't need to warm up my resistance checker. For the voltage ranges, it's best to warm it up, so I will. Oh, my focus won't let me go here. So I will try this. I'll try it in order from 10 to 100K. So let's see. This is in the 10 ohm, 0.1. Oh, actually, we need to change the range here. For 10 ohms, I'll have to be here. Okay. So this is 10 ohms, 0.1%. That is not correct. Oh, maybe it'll, I can see here it says kilo ohms. So maybe it's 0.2 kilo ohms? I don't know. Well, there we go. Yeah, so that's the answer. So 10.5 ohms. That's pretty good. All right, let's try the 100 ohm. Should still be in the right range. Look at that. 100.4 ohms. So 0.01%, so it's not quite in spec, but very impressive to see. And now the 1K ohm, I should be out of range. I should have to do the 2. Yeah, I'm out of range. So let me, this nice ka-chunk button there. So this is 1K ohm. Oh, bang on. Bang on. Look at that. And now for the 10K. So I have to go into the 20K ohm. Bang on. Oh, just fluctuating a little bit, but it looks pretty damn bang on. Look at that. Beauty. All right, for 100K, we're going to have to go up to the 200K ohm. I'm kind of understanding how it works now. Pretty much bang on. I mean, out of spec because it's 0.01%, but hey, not bad. Not bad at all. And then I guess for like in the gig ohm range, like it would be that one. Let's see what that gives us. So yeah, without any more digits of precision, it's pretty close. That is interesting though. This weird, like you have to use the dual range. Oh, and then yeah, in gig ohms, you can go this way and get even more. So it's like 2 meg ohms. Is that what that would be? Because that's 20 meg ohms times 2, maybe 40 meg ohms. That's interesting how that works. I guess there's no capacitance. So I guess the next thing I have to do is the voltage testing, but for that I'll have to warm up the tester. So one moment, please. All right, camera's not recording anymore. That was awesome. That's very cool. I guess the 19.9 is just the out of range, the OL. That is super cool. Let me plug in the voltage tester. That is very cool. You think spraying in a camo pattern? No, I'm going to leave it as is. It looks like a piece of history already. Let's see. What am I looking for? I just had the test leads out because I just had it plugged in. Where the heck did it go? What the heckin' dog? Oh, there they are. Let me just plug this in so I can take a couple sips of my coffee. Like this and like this. It's still at 12 volts. This is the positive side. Oh, popped off. One and two. There we go, that's plugged in. And I'll power it on. We're going to give that a few minutes to warm up. That was cool. Man, this thing is neat. We're definitely going to have to check the current draw. I'm going to use the UDP 3305 for that though. So if I go DC milliamps, I have milliamps up to, okay, up to 2000 milliamps, so up to 2 amps it seems there. There's no current, just milliamps. So you'll have to set up the second camera, which is up there. You guys can probably see it here. Hello there. Can you see me? No. So that's the, that is up here, that's the multimeter, but I'll drop it down because right below that is the power supply. That is neat. Very dim display though. You guys can see that too, right? Yeah, that's good. Cool. I love playing with this stuff. I feel like I want to make a vintage test bench at some point because I have an old like Hitachi V212 oscilloscope, and then I can have this, the 8000A multimeter, but then I just need like a vintage signal gen or something to go with it. All like period appropriate. Looks like the mic receiver, his battery is draining faster than the mic transmitter. Oh, that makes sense. The transmitter doesn't have a screen. Okay, that makes sense. All right, I think we've had enough. So let's see. All right, should be warmed up enough now. So let's go DC volts. And the first voltage setting is at 10 volts on this device. So we'll go to the 20 volt max. So it looks like we're only going to be able to test 2 ranges here. I really don't know if I want to plug this into the wall with these sketchy test leads, but we'll see. So it is set to 10 volts. Look at that. It's a little off. We're, 10 millivolts off on that one. Oh, but it's settling. It's settling. Oh, we are so close to being 100% on. On the 7.5 volt now. Look at that. It's almost bang on. Not quite, obviously. There's a little bit of, dithering up and down there. I think it's settling at just a little bit high. But still, like, damn good for an old unit like this. I really have to look up the date that these were made. In the 5 volt now. Let's check it out. Ooh, 5, almost bang on. Look at that. It's pretty accurate. I mean, we don't have enough digits really to make up the difference here, but look at that, 5.00 in the end. Brilliant. And sadly, the 2.5 is still above the maximum of this range, so we're really only testing one range here. And there we go, 2.5. I mean, that one's fighting a little bit. 2.5. Yeah, it seems like it won't settle. Oh, there we go, 2.50, bang on. We don't have enough counts, obviously, to get another digit, but man, is that ever nice. I do wish my tester can go a little bit lower so that we can try the 2 volt range, but I have another idea for that. How's it going, Franco? Camera is no longer recording. We're playing with the Fluke 8000A. These live streams should become more frequent as my life is chilling down a little bit. Should I swap the battery in the camera? Nah, screw it. Okay, so now let me rearrange. Let's go this knuckle first. Then this knuckle first. I'm rearranging the camera up top. Oops. To capture the UDP 3305S. Let's turn that on. Let's just see if I turn that on. You can see my head there. Is there a light behind me? I don't know. Let's see if I can get this a little bit closer. And then a little bit more centered. go like this. Don't like all the reflections. I'm kind of in the reflection there. Let's see if I can move this. I need this camera, or else I don't get a good look. If I flip this like that a little bit. So where's it getting the light from? There. From my studio lights behind me, it seems. Interesting. It's like I need to flip this around somehow. Let's try like this. Yeah, not as good looking, but still can capture it. Yeah, I think that's the solution there. So since you guys aren't using a lot of the screen, I'll just go like this because I want to capture this and put it in my video. Since you guys only need like down here anyways. Okay, so let me pull this and pull this. In fact, I can even sort of get a little bit more of the digits there. There we go. Okay, so I don't want parallel. Turn that off. Put channel 1. If anything, I want series, so I can go up and down in voltage. And then I'll grab my test leads. Yeah, you guys are seeing a little too much. Let's just hide this. There we go. My back is day to day. It goes up and down because I still have to actively work with it. It will some days be good and some days be bad. So like yesterday, for example, I had to do my wife's winter tires, had to do her oil change, I had to do my neighbor's winter tires. So that it was a bit, basically the injury is not going away until tire season is done, and done for like a long time, essentially. So that's the sad part. Okay, so if I go, give me a second here, let me set this up. So voltage, not 66 volts. I'll drop this down. So like 1 volt on the dot. No, exactly. It's not getting any chance to rest. But I mean, like, it is what it is. Like, I need to work. So, but it will, like, in winter it'll get better, and I will then do my best to strengthen it so that it stays better. You know what I mean? All right, so let's try this. Okay, so now I've got this hooked up to the Unity UDP 3305S, and we can put kind of whatever volts we want on this, so we can try it in the 2-volt range. Now, for some reason, it's showing a little bit of a offset here, but the UDP is not on. So let me just turn on the output. So the UDP is reading 0.999 volts, and this is reading 0.997. So it's pretty close, but now we can tune this. We go, let's say 1.5. So this is showing 1.500, and this is showing 1.498. Now I don't have like an intermediary in the middle to see which one is more accurate, but I did test the UDP, and it is quite accurate. Now let's go down to like a half volt, so 500 millivolts. And here it's reading 0.498, but I am wanting to go down into this range. So let's go down to, let's say 150 millivolts. So it's reading 1.47, 1.49. Or 0.147, 0.149, but let's switch down to this range. So this one is showing 148 millivolts, where the UDP is kind of bouncing between 149 and 147. So that's pretty interesting. That is really interesting, in fact. All right, so now let's go up to the 200 volt range, should be here, and then we will bring up the voltage. I'm gonna just drop this down to 0, and we're gonna bring it up to, let's go like 30 volts. So looks pretty accurate there, 30 volts. Let's go up to 50 volts. Looks pretty good. So the UDP is reporting 50.002. So this does seem to be recording a little bit low. You can push this up to the maximum. I can only go up to 66 on this, and there's your 66, and there we go. It's almost bang on. So pretty good little device. Now again, I am not willing to plug this into my wall. I don't have the proper leads for it, so you'll just have to take it as it is. But I think that's a pretty nice little test. I say now we tear it apart. All right. When did I get some older kit? A long time ago, actually. I got so I bought this one very recently, but the Hitachi V212 oscilloscope was my first oscilloscope. I bought it from a local company that was getting rid of these things because it wasn't useful anymore. So yeah, I've had it before my Rigol, but then shortly after I did buy the Rigol, and then yeah, I didn't end up making videos on it. It's also very clunky to make videos on it because it is huge. Like now I have a more mature recording setup, and so now I can make videos with it. But I was thinking of giving it away, but the thing is, the amount of people that actually want an old oscilloscope like that is kind of low. So I don't know. I don't know. So I was thinking of maybe I'll make a little corner with vintage gear, and maybe when I get like a vintage something on my bench. I can use the vintage gear to test it. I don't know. You know, I'm the kind of guy that I have a lot of thoughts, but not a lot of follow through. I really wish I could just be doing YouTube full time, but that's not the reality. So, yeah. Oh, it's still on. I unplugged it. Slowly fading away. I want to make sure I get all the voltage out of her. Old kit is good. Yeah, I will say something that'll upset everyone. I don't like vintage oscilloscopes because the vertical lines are invisible. They are literally invisible. It's not a good experience using a vintage scope once you've used a modern scope. I do believe that there's a battery inside here. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I think so. All right, let me get the camera situated. Maybe I should just turn it off, huh? I gotta take off this plate. I'm gonna put this plate back on over here. Model of what? My Hitachi V212, 20 megahertz. Oh, get the screen pulled forward so I can see it. I'll turn that on. Live view. Zoomer out. So you guys aren't going to have a good view though. Let me reposition you a little bit. You'll be a little bit in my way, but that's okay. You guys earned it. Old kit sells on eBay. I will disagree with you on that because shipping from Canada is way too expensive. So I need to find a Canadian buyer. All right, well, let's see what this gives. All right, let's pull this thing apart. I see there's a screw on this side. I really don't see anything else. There's these labels. So it does say, like for DC volts, is 0.1% of input plus 1 digit. So these are not very precise by today's standards. There's some rubber feet here. They pull out and there's nothing underneath there. There's just metal. It's not even like a place to screw. There's a circuit board. There's a literal PCB underneath these. That's actually hilarious. All right, so I don't have my big screwdriver. Actually, both my big screwdrivers are upstairs, so hopefully this comes out. That was pretty easy. Vintage screw. Now, does this pull? Hang on a sec. I don't know if this just pulls forward. Let's see. It does. Okay, I'm going to watch my fingers here because this was just plugged into the wall a moment ago. So in this case, there's like nothing. It's just a plastic case. Okay, I'm going to watch my fingers. Oh! NiCad. There's batteries in here. Oh, there's corroded batteries. Look at that. There are batteries there, but I think they might be replaceable. And then up here, oh yeah, look at that. It says rechargeable. Well, that is, oh, there's a little light bulb. Look at that, there's a little load. Nice. Well, this is not what I expected. There's some stuff flying around in the breeze. This looks like it might be a current shunt. That is interesting. Ooh, the smell. Let me unscrew these. Oh, look at, okay. We're gonna have a close-up view of this in a moment. I need to pull these batteries out. Ooh, that made crispy noises. Oh, I don't want to. Oh. Okay, let's pull these out. Oh. So it says NiCad only. Where am I going to find NiCad? Look at that. Radio Shack. Rechargeable Enercells. Nickel cadmium. That is going to have to go into the hazard waste disposal. Wow. Made in Japan. Look at those beauties. Ugh, crusties everywhere. Look at that. 1.25 volt D-sized. Where am I going to get D-sized NiCads in 2024? Probably same place you get everything in 2024. Amazon. So the terminals do need a little bit of repair. As you can see there, there's some crusties on them. I do have the proper tools to repair that though. I would love to hollow these out and just have these as decoration. Look at how beautiful vintage this is. Do not put in fire or mutilate, may burst or release toxic material. Do not short circuit, may cause burns. Looking for a date. It says 85-10 there. I don't know. But that is pretty cool. There's a transformer on the input. Could be a common mode choke. There's a fuse here. Ooh, yeah, let me zoom you guys a little bit more in because this is interesting. Very interesting. Look at that. These things are so cool. My magnifying glass just fell. So I'll have to show you guys separate to the video. Look at the crusties on that. Radio Shack, rechargeable cell. Beauty. Fort Worth, Texas. Carefully peel off the labels. No, the label's the best part. This is beautiful. Okay, so here for you guys, because you're not going to get the close-up. So first of all, there's a bulb. There's a light bulb in there. It's soldered in. Look at the traces. How nice. Look at this fuse. Look at that beauty. And there's this flex, which is like semi-rigid. Look at these switches. Little bodge there too. Peel the label, put on use. Okay, yes. Okay, that makes sense. Now I understand what you're saying. Yeah, if I did that though, I think I'd 3D print the cells. Look at this old zip tie with like resin on it. That's hilarious. This is very cool. Oh. Look at these arc traces. I'm going to look real quick for a date on this. It's a revision U. I don't see a date on the board. But I see there's a board edge connector here. Is 1976 possible? Because I see like 7620 on some of the chips. Yeah, I was definitely charging those batteries. That is so cool. These are really neat ka-chunk switches on the inside too. The freaking bulb in there. I'm pretty happy that I'll be able to put 4K video out of this thing. I'm sure someone else has done it, so I won't be the first, but I think it's super cool. HD scans for most HP manuals from Artec Media, plus they are searchable. Neat. Costs a little bit, good stuff. Oh, I thought it was free. Oh. Well then. Is it possible these cells are from 1985? Because I see 85-10. 85-10. 86. 86-4. 85-10. All right, let me change the battery in the Camera, and then I'm going to take some high-res 4K video of the insides of this. This has become like a preservation program. I have seen, I didn't watch the video, but I have seen that there are videos of people modernizing the insides of this to keep it going, and I'm actually curious what that process would be like, because that might be a nice winter project to mod the inside to make it work still, make it usable. All right, live view. I'll crank up the brightness so I can, come on, get in there. There we go. And now, if I change this, F10. Zoom her in a little bit. Let me make sure I am focused. All right, so here is the inside, and now you can have a little bit of a better idea of the crustiness here. But look at these interesting things. You've got these resistors here just floating around in the breeze. Let me just, so we can get you a little bit more zoom on there. That should have stayed in focus. But yeah, those resistors are just flapping around in the breeze. They're just sort of floating there. That's pretty neat. I'm starting to think that maybe this is a date code. 7617. Is this from 1976? At least the design in the board. Not sure. So coming along over this way, you've got a metal can here. So something that's noise resistant would be in there, maybe the front end. I actually don't know what these chips are, so forgive me for that. You do have a bridge rectifier right here, though. That's 4 diodes together. That's definitely a bridge rectifier. Here's your little your input bananas, and this one here is shielded in plastic, sort of like part of the plastic. There's a casing around it. Let me see if I can get you to focus there. So that is there, and then here you've got the banks of switches, and the switches, they're mutually exclusive. So when you press one in, the bank reacts, it shoots the other ones back out. Very cool. Moving on along down to the end here. Now this is interesting. This is a flex PCB, but it is not particularly flexible. It is quite hard, actually. So it's like first generation, like flex PCBs. Very interesting. And here you've got a bodge wire going from this one here, which is the 2 range, and it goes around to here, and then there's a resistor, ceramic resistor, and a wire wound resistor just flap around in the breeze in there. Very interesting stuff. Let me tilt this to get you a look at that flex PCB. So there's that flex PCB. Just make sure you're in focus. And so, yeah, it's very rigid. It feels like sheet metal, but it's definitely some sort of plastic composite. Very interesting stuff. Coming along this way, we're almost back to the battery holder there. And then there's the input transformer there. So let me see, I'll zoom you out a little bit. And I'll flip this around, because this side is interesting as well. So I'm going to start in the upper corner here. So first and foremost, there is a board edge connector here with these interesting, these look like spark gaps to me, but they could be like solder pads, like jumper pads. I really don't know. This is really cool. This is the AC input block down here. And over here, this is the battery holders. So you can see that, so one connection goes from here to here, one goes from here to here. So they're obviously in series. You can see the other one on the other side of the board here, right there. So that's very interesting. And then you've got this metal shield, which I won't be able to take up because it's like riveted, but not really riveted. It's one of these like push tab sheet metal things. It could be a rivet, but not one that I'm familiar with. Oh yeah, so it's a clip. It's right down there. So that's really interesting. This is a really cool device. I have heard of people modifying these things. Oh wait, there's something else here floating around in the breeze. right here. Not sure what that is. It looks like a wrap of wire. I feel like I got a little tingle on my finger there. Gotta watch where my finger is. So yeah, very interesting little piece of metal there with a wire wrapped around it. So I've heard of people modernizing these things, and I will probably go off to YouTube at some point and watch a video, because that could be a cool winter project, is to get the internals here modernized. I'm not sure what the NiCads are doing in there. However, here's a zoom in of them. I believe they are from 1985, because the markings on them, 85-10. But maybe in the modernization efforts, they remove these NiCads. So this is just something I'll have to see. Now, I don't think it'll work without these NiCads in, and so I guess I probably won't plug it in until I figure out what to do. But yeah, really interesting stuff. There we go. Man, this is so interesting, so vintagey. So yeah, these will go, I'm going to put these back together just because I don't want to lose the parts. I'm going to put all the screws back in. Seems like a bit of a chore to get this back together. I'm really happy that I found this thing and we agreed on a price, because I think I like the vintage preservation aspect of it. I don't know if I'll use this, but maybe if I can modernize it a little bit. Oh, jeez, I thought it was going to fall. Then maybe I can, yeah, make my little vintage test station. I do want to do an old versus new type video, because I do want to explain what I don't like about vintage scopes. Having invisible vertical lines, to me, I hate it. I know, like, it's just visual, because you have your horizontal lines, but I think it's annoying, and I don't want to be annoyed when I use my tools. Also, you can't pause the screen. You can't do like one-shot captures. There's no memory. I mean, maybe you can on some scopes, but not my Hitachi. Presume the batteries are there to make it portable. Oh, maybe. You know, I didn't try to plug it in with the... I didn't try to turn it on when it wasn't plugged in. Oh, no wonder it didn't die when I unplugged it. That's interesting. I didn't think of that. It didn't turn off when I unplugged it. And that's probably because the batteries... Huh. Very interesting. I wonder how many digits multimeter I would need in order to do my own calibration. I mean, I'm sure you can buy the stuff that makes it so you can calibrate your own stuff. Although it's it's decently calibrated already. Especially if you look up the specs, we're pretty close. There we go. The other thing too is, you see how it's a little bit crusty? I don't even want to clean this. I want to keep it in this current state. And so that's it. This is all back together, sans the NiCads. I'll see if I can track down some NiCads so I can just use it in the current state. But I think I want to look into modernizing the insides, because I just would like to keep it in a working condition. It feels really wrong to throw this out in the trash, and if it's not, you know, usable, then I think it's just going to be empty space in my workshop, which I don't have a lot of room for. So yeah, let me know what you think I should do with the Fluke 8000A. Would you watch a modernization video? Who knows? And also, if you wanted to see, you know, early access of this kind of stuff, I did all of this video live on my live streaming channel, SE Made a Stream. So if you want to be privy to seeing behind the scenes footage and before the video gets made, then you should go subscribe over there. Thanks for watching. And we're clear. Really should go wash my hands now, because I probably have all sorts of chemicals from the 1970s on it. Oh, would you look at that? It says right there. Look at that. Rechargeable battery option. So I'm sure that board edge connector would be for the digital printer output option. Interesting. That is very interesting. All right, let me just go wash my hands so I don't die of cadmium consumption or something. So, and then we'll decide what we're doing next. I think we've got lots of time. I'm not quite sure what we're gonna do. There's a bunch of things I should do, but the question is, do I want to do them? And back down I go. All right. It should still work without the batteries. I don't want to plug it in, just in case. Unless you've confirmed that from another source. In which case, then I will. But if it's just an assumption, I don't want to assume, just in case. I don't want it to become a brick. And now this is all messy. Where's my... have a rag. Is it Saturday today? I think it is. Could 3D print some stuff. Should really do a video on my 3D printer. That is neither here nor there. Yeah, it looks like I can probably slit this packaging around the seam here and then spray glue it onto a 3D printed D-cell. No confirmation. Okay, excellent. So I'll have a look at some point. It is not even noon. Ow! Damn it. Oh, I hurt myself here. If you don't like gross things, look away. I hurt myself. I pinched my finger on the leg of a hoist, and now I keep hitting it on things, so it's not healing. So I just scraped it on the edge of my workbench here just now. Are you guys I think the screen, I think the camera is a little bit hot now that I turned up the whatever. Configure video. Brightness. There we go, that should be better. A little bit less hot. All right. So any suggestions on what we do? Because if I have to pick, I don't know, we might not do anything. Who knows? So I got an email from a company they want to send me a drill so that it can run off a 12-volt car battery. They want to send a certified cashier's check with the drill. Okay. Weird. Yeah, we can chill and chat. That's fine too. Hello. My fee for this would be $500 USD, but you would have to send cash with the drill. Canadian currency would also be okay, but please send enough to cover, let's go, to cover return, shipping. This is interesting. I don't know. I don't know if these people are for real, but I don't want to say his contact either. You also need. Please send. Please send a return shipping label as well. You also need to specify the answers to these questions. How long of a wire do you need? Do you need it to look professional, customer facing, or is functional only okay? Does it need to be unpluggable? Or is hardwire okay? There we go. Let's see what he says. I'm just going to check the domain. Okay, so the domain is from a ISP. That's interesting. I'm trying to be a little bit more like another maker. And when opportunities arise, jump on them and see what happens. I feel like I could modify a drill to run on 12 volts pretty easily. He says it's already disassembled as well, which is interesting. So yeah, let's see. I gave him the screw off price, and we'll see what happens. I think it should be pretty simple. I mean, a drill. Do I have a drill here? No, they're all upstairs. Oh, I actually have something neat to show you guys, but let me see if I need to tape over a couple things. Yeah, like that. What kind of tape do I have available here? Don't have any tape. Because I found something in the trash, which is super interesting. But I don't want the company who chucked it to be like, hey, this is actually useful. We want that back. So, well, they said it was a 12-volt drill. So here, let me just see. First of all, there's going to be my reflection. So I'm going to hide this. Okay, here, you ready? Look at that bad boy. Look at it. So this one is a little out of date. I think this is from 2010. Yeah, I think it's from 2010. It's missing, like, you can't use it to scan cars anymore because it's missing, like, the key. They have, like, keys. Here, let me show you. So it's out of date. The reason they chucked this is because it was out of date. There's no doubt about it. However, hold on, let me just make sure there's no markings on this. I really don't want the company to have cold feet. Okay. So here's the part that you plug into the car. It's a DLC. But here, this is the wire that goes off to the scan tool. And so what it does for copyright protection, to make sure you paid for the software for each individual make and model, is these are not to this one-to-one. The connection is severed here, and you've got these board edge connectors that you put in here, and they connect the pins that you need to scan the car to different ones of these pins, or here, I'm showing it up to the camera, not to you guys, to different ones of these pins, depending on the make and model that you want to scan. And the computer side is like, if it's not coming in on that pin, then you didn't pay for you don't have the correct key inserted. So the cool thing is you can go on eBay and people post high-res pictures of the keys they want to sell you. And I feel like with my PCB creation knowledge, I can just make a whole bunch of keys. So there's that. The other thing is I could probably just make a breakout for this, and then I'd be able to like manually make connections one side to the other to basically pirate their software, which is ridiculous because their software is all in the machine. It just isn't accessible unless you have the physical key. So yeah, these things, I mean, they still go on eBay for some good money, but I would never want to pay good money for this. Like if this wasn't free, I wouldn't want it. Because first of all, it's out of date, and second of all, like you can buy an Autel scanner for like $80 that will blow this thing out of the water. Now the thing that this scanner has, which is the most fancy, is this. It has a 4-channel scope built into it. This is like old school as hell, but it does have a 4-channel scope built into it. I mean, look how old, even if like this, I believe this one is from 2010. But look, they use CF cards. Wait, just making sure there's no... Yeah, there's no markings on this, but look, the software for this has a copyright date of 2002. So this may have been a 2010 model, but the design was made before 2002. In fact, the software here, it says 1983 to 2002, so who knows when it was actually designed. But yeah, this thing is awesome. Let me see if I can eject. Yeah, there we go. Now, does this have... No. This is the scope portion of it. So that just plugs in, board edge connector. I don't know if this has only the front end on it. I don't know. I don't know anything. I just got this. I found it in the trash. I plugged it in. It works. It boots into Windows NT embedded. The batteries that were in there are NiCad, and they are no good. Like the company that was using this, basically it's on my way home. If I take the long way, the scenic route, there's a couple companies I drive by, and sometimes you just see cool stuff in their open dumpster. And so I was like, oh yeah, this is, oh, there's a screw here. I was like, this is definitely for me. And I mean, legally, if it's in the dumpster, it's trash. So nobody should be upset, but I don't want to take the risk. Look at that. It's painted with shielding paint. It's got a insulation. There we go. Let's check the date on these chips. Maybe on the board. 2008. Jesus. 2008. This revision of the board. So yeah, it's old. Like I can see why they didn't want to go through the process of selling it or whatever. But because in the automotive industry, everything moves so fast. Like this is not something like I would never recommend anybody buy one of these in this day and age. You can get a nice Autel scanner that does all the current things, has software updates, do TPMS and everything for a fraction of what I see people asking, right? They're not sold listings, but people are asking a lot of money for these on eBay. And they have the, I'm going to scrape off all the markings, but I wouldn't want to sell it. I feel a little wrong to take things from the trash like that and then selling them off, especially when I know they're not that useful. But for me, it's going to be useful. So yeah, I'm gonna keep it, and then, you know, it's gonna be e-waste in not too long anyways. So there we go. So yeah, definitely I'll make a video on this. I want to make sure to clean off all of the markings from the previous owners of this stuff. Oh, sorry, Windows CE, not Windows NT. So I just want to make sure everything is cleaned off of it, and then I'll make a video on it. And we're going to try the scope. So that's going to be pretty neat. I've booted into the scope, so it does work. I've booted into the scan tool as well. It's such a shit device that when you boot into the scanner, it doesn't let you leave. You have to like shut it off and open it again. It's really like in the old school mentality of how fixing cars used to work. So that's pretty bad. Well, I guess I don't need my microphone anymore. I might as well plug it in to charge while we're just chatting here until we decide what we're doing. Get out of there. So battery life is, so it's like 3/4 charge still. What people ask for them, yeah, for sure. That's the other thing, is I don't think, like, it's only really good for professionals, but professionals who work on cars, you know, before 2010 only. So it's not, that's the thing, I don't think it's really worth what people are asking for it. So there you go. How many lights on this? Doesn't say. Don't know if I need to plug this in to charge, but it should be good. So yeah, that was a nice score. I wish I had the blow molded case for it though, but it is what it is. We can check on eBay, but whatever, doesn't matter. I'm not buying stuff for it. Like I said, if it wasn't free, it wouldn't be any good. But you can. The cool thing is you go on eBay and find the keys for it, and then I can just copy the layout for it. Right? I was thinking of making switches, but switches isn't really the way that works. But I can have little jumper wires from one to the other. Like I can have headers on both sides, and then I can put a jumper wire from one header to the other. So that'd be pretty neat. Alrighty, so let's just take a quick look. Is there a quick video we can make? Probably is. I have this still. So this is the box of stuff I was looking at for a while there. So there's USB cameras. I kind of need my laptop for that. There's the chip pullers. This is pretty neat though. This is the you want to hook up a multimeter to an instrument cable. What do you mean an instrument cable? You mean like a audio jack? So for an audio jack, the I believe the sleeve is your negative. Hold on a sec. Let me find an audio cable down here somewhere. Because you know you have the tip ring sleeve. I think the tip is left or right, the ring is left or right, and the sleeve is negative. However, the signal coming out, if you mean like an audio cable, here. If you mean an audio cable, it's going to be an AC voltage anyways. So there's, yeah, tip. That's one audio channel. Your ring, if it has it, is a second audio channel, and the sleeve there is ground. But I believe it'll be an AC signal coming out. Like if it's a guitar, it'll be an AC signal anyways. Yeah, so it'll be an AC signal. So it doesn't really matter. But it'll be in the millivolts. It's going to be small voltage. So we've got this. Uses a 9 volt though. How horrible. 1006P, 9 volts. That could be a quick video. And there's the, I love how it's Hakko, like HAKCO. Not quite Hakko. I don't know if I even feel like doing that. Might just a guitar won't have enough power to show up on a multimeter. Are you sure? We can test that. Because I thought multimeters in the millivolts. We can test it. Well, so let's test it. I just need to find my guitar cable, which I think is on the floor here somewhere. Because I have my little guitar amp right there. And down here somewhere I have a guitar cable. What's this? That is something else. Oh, knocking everything around. Looking. One day I'll be organized. Not likely. Not this. Not this. Not this. Not that. Well, that's more of the avalanche from earlier. I don't know where my guitar cable is. And I'm not just sticking a probe up the clacker. I play unplugged, so typically... Yeah, I don't know where my guitar cables are. Maybe they're hanging over here. Let's see. Nope. Not there. I mean, we could try putting it up the clacker. Oh. This is my, ouch. the Donner guitar. I would never just push my Fender on the bench like that. Oop. Did you guys hear that? Dude Online hooks up guitars as shows readings for each pickup. That's what I was wondering about. Well, we're gonna test it. We're gonna test it right here. I don't have test leads. Where are my test leads? Like so. These are pretty shitty ones. That's okay. Oop, oop. Special meter with preamp built in. Well, we're gonna find out right now. Okay, so volts DC. It's volts AC we need. AC, and then it's auto ranging. Thing is, you gotta. Oh, I think I'm in there. All right. Can you guys see that? You guys cannot see that. Okay, and then I'm just going to ground it on the shield here. That's clearly working. I'll just let it die down a little bit. And check the other... I mean, it is working. And then just to prove it, when the things are this is the middle, and then this is when there's two in parallel. It's AC volts though. If you get a lot of movement, it's much more. Oh, this one has an offset. Maybe this moved? Oh yeah, it moved. Here, let me push it hard up against the stop there. There we go. This is also a Kaiwitz, so it's a really good meter. I love this freaking guitar. Been practicing a little bit, not as much as I'd like, but definitely more than when my Fender was just in the sitting in the case. There's the headstock Donner. This is such a cheap guitar. Like, I can't believe they can finish this thing for the price that they sell it at. It was like $300 or something like that, $200. Comes the next day. It's good quality. Love it. So there we go. We have solved the issue, and it came with an amp too. And this amp is hilarious because it's a battery amp. Looks like the sticky stuff stayed there, but it's battery powered, so you don't need to plug it into the wall. And it has overdrive on it. I think it's a really good idea. I should make a short video on these guitars for like Christmas gifts for kids, you know what I mean? Probably on my second channel, because they make phenomenal gifts. I mean, it's really impressive what you get for that price. Let me see if I go on Amazon here. Here. So this is American. Oops, misspelled guitar there. Donner, yeah. There we go. Look at that. Literally $110. Oh wait, 30-inch, that's a little one. I don't want that. 39-inch. Hold on a sec. I mean, oh, what's the price on this Squire? Yeah, 423. That's a little bit much. I don't know why it's not showing. Maybe they're sold out? Because they have the kids size. This one comes with a pedal. Hang on, I'm going to check the Canadian one. Just a moment. Need to set this up to go to my P.O. box. Your channel. Where's my your channel? Your. Oh, view your channel. There we go. And then in the K1G4L3. There we go. So I've got my P.O. box. I hope it's not discontinued. Screen. There we go. So, yeah, 250 bucks. This is the exact package I got. Mine's in the red. Looks like the amp is updated now. It has more of a vintage vibe to it. So I don't know if I prefer that, but mine has 4 knobs. This one's 3. $9 US spring reverb pedal I bought on a whim from AliExpress. Yeah, I am trying my best not to go down that road. Let me put it that way. I don't want to start buying pedals. Right now, I want to make sure I got the fundamentals figured out, because I have gear acquisition syndrome. So if I start doing that, it's not going to end up well. Look at that. So 269, so 270 Canadian. And a $25 coupon. I need to stop looking at this because I'm going to buy another one. Oh, no. So what I told myself is that if I want pedals, I'm going to have to design and put them together. Like, I have to be a kit. Like, look at this. Look at the prices. This did not exist when I was learning guitar. Well, they don't have Fender guitar. Let's see if you want like a real one. I don't see a, oh, here's a Squier. So it's double the price. So Squier is their cheap line. Yeah, exactly, MT. So look, I'm an electronics YouTube channel. If I want pedals, I should just make them. It's that simple. I can find here. So look, here's an Instructable distortion pedal. There's like very little. I can make this, and PCBWay will happily sponsor it. I probably have most of the stuff in stock. Diodes. I probably so yeah, I can just order these. I can like order these diodes, and I can just make it switchable. Transistors. The lower the value, the more bass is cut. You know what? Okay. Here's the deal. I will take this guy's circuit. Yeah. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this guy's circuit. I'm going to make the parts switchable, and then we'll be able to hear the different distortions it makes. Because he's talking about transistors and diodes and how they make all different stuff. So I could just take the circuit and make the parts replaceable and change the sounds. It's that simple. So there's one. So here's, oh, I bought a TL-082. So there we go. So this is all stuff I can do. Let's just make a circuit board. Because PCBWay asked me last month when more videos are going to come out. So, yeah, I should probably make a video, should I? Look at this. It's all simple. So yeah, I'm gonna make a couple of circuit boards, I think. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end this here, because now we're just going down the rabbit hole that ends up with me buying another guitar that I don't need. And so, yeah, thanks everyone for being here. Tomorrow there's definitely no stream, but I am off, I believe, on Monday. So since I'm off on Monday, I might end up streaming. We'll see. I really apologize for being late today, but sleeping in was something I needed, apparently. So, yeah, I won't be late next time, hopefully. All right. Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for being here.